We're on the road with Mickey, we're gonna have some fun. Regardless of the rain or sun, our trip has just begun. So buckle up, let's go, we're about to start the show. And maybe if you like us, you'll see where else we'll go.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike and she's Sophie.
And Brenda will be back with us next week.
And he's Grogu. Hey Grogu. And we're on the road with Mickey. This is episode 142 for October 17th, 2022. And this week, Sophie and I are drilling down into 5 things we are each excited about for our trip to Disney. This is a fun trip we've got planned. I can't wait for it to happen. But first, we are going to cover some cheddar from the big cheese. And Sophie, why don't you start us off?
All right, then. Well, this is some great news. We had reported some time back that the Night of a Million Lights would not be back this year because Give Kids the World Village was back running at full capacity. But we have just learned that the Night of a Million Lights will be back and will be at Island H2O Water Park in the Margaritaville Resort in Orlando in Kissimmee, Florida. Is it in Orlando is it in Kissimmee? I'm not quite sure.
It's in Kissimmee, but the name of the resort is Margaritaville Resort Orlando. That's a tongue
Oh,
twister, is what that one is.
yes, it is. But either way, this is extremely exciting for us because we have seen it at the village and it was absolutely amazing. If you've been following us for a while, then you'll remember when we went there. And if you're going to be in the Orlando area from November 11th through January 1st, go ahead and look into it. All proceeds go to a good cause, and
Yeah.
it's just a very magical experience.
Yeah. Very magical. It was one of our highlights from 2020 in our trip to Disney and the Orlando area. So that was
Absolutely.
that was really neat to be able to do that. So I'm glad we had that opportunity. Um, Over on the West Coast, the 100 Years of Wonder celebration, which is celebrating 100 years of Walt Disney Studios, begins on January 27th, 2023. And kicking off the celebration over at Disneyland is the opening of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway at Toontown at Disneyland. I'm excited for
Woo!
everyone that is going to be at Disneyland to be able to experience that because we love that ride here at Hollywood Studios, and I know it'll be just as good over there. Um, the rest of Toontown is closed right now and is still undergoing some refurbishment, and it won't reopen for guests until spring of 2023. But the railway will be up and running. So now, um, we have some show and tell that Brenda sent to us. So I'm going to switch to a shared screen and I'm going to show some of what we saw that Brenda shared with us. Because she is up in New England, remember, for her trip with her husband and with two of her very close friends. So here is some of the pictures. So this is an image for a covered bridge in the area that they saw, and it is the Saco River covered bridge that was constructed in 1890, and that is the bridge. Do you see it, Sophie? Is it
I
coming
do
through?
see it. Yeah, I see it.
Okay, and then here is another look of the same bridge. But in addition, she sent some pictures from a McDonald's that they stopped at. And the only reason they stopped at this McDonald's is because the tables are designed to look like ski lifts, which I think is really cool. I
That
think
is
that is
really
so
cool.
funny. I think that's just awesome. I'm like, that is just so neat.
And works so well for social distancing.
Yeah, it does. It does. But I just think it's neat,
It's really neat. I like those.
So I don't have many pictures from Brenda, and that's all I've got. But I have also one last show and tell. I saw reported a new bus wrap for the Disney transportation for Walt Disney World, and it is Encanto. And I think you all are going to really dig it. Isn't that incredible, Sophie?
Wow. That's amazing.
That is amazing. And I'm excited that they did the wrap because that looks really good,
Yeah, it does.
So, so anyway, that's all I got for show and tell for this week. And who knows, maybe Brenda will have her own show and tell for next week.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that is our cheddar from the big cheese. And now it is time to focus on our feature topic, which is the 5 things we are excited about for our trip to Disney. And Sophie is going to start us off. These don't have to be in a most excited to least excited role or anything like that. It's just 5 things. So,
All right, good, because I would be having a lot of trouble putting these in a single order. But I think the best place to start is, of course, the fact that this trip will be the beginning of something. More specifically, it will be the beginning of the holiday season for me because we're going December 1st through the 4th. And of course, Christmas lasts the entire month of December, so you can't not start it on December 1st. In fact, most of the time, we end up starting it on Black Friday.
yeah, we usually
Yeah.
do because that's when we set up our Christmas decorations usually at work. At the
Yep.
house. So,
Uh-huh.
um, that is a great point. It is the beginning of celebrating Christmas. So, good point, Sophie. Um, for me, I'm not going that broad with it, but for me, the first thing I would like to say is it's the first time we have ever stayed at Port Orleans Riverside.
You're right. I didn't even get the chance to think about that when I was coming up with these. Are we going to go to the Roost? The River Roost?
It depends on if Yeehaw Bob is going to be there, because I don't know what the schedule will be yet for that. So if he is, we might very well. Depends. We'll have to see. So we're going to play that one by ear. But it would be neat if we could make it there. So, all
Yeah.
right. So,
All right. Next. Oh gosh, I'm so used to Aunt Brenda being here.
yeah, I know, right?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Next. Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. I'm very excited for that, especially when Aunt Brenda told me that you can wear your PJs to the party. And I'll be honest, I'm not sure how the weather's gonna be like wearing PJs to Disney, but I
That's
want
true.
to at least try.
Yeah.
And hey, if it's too cold, which heaven forbid Florida get too cold, I have a very warm, very fuzzy night robe that I can put on instead, and that can hopefully act like a winter coat for me. And if
Yeah.
it's too hot, you just take it off.
There you go. There you go. So we'll see. But
We'll see.
that party is at the top of all of our lists, isn't it?
Well,
Um,
not the
not at the
top, but
top, but you know what
it's
I
in the
mean.
top 5 because we're not going in any particular order.
Yeah, and we've
So they're
never
all
been.
sort of on equal footing.
Yes, and we've never been to the Christmas party before. So
Yeah.
it's on my list as well. Specifically, so that we don't have as much repetition, specifically, I am excited about um, the Christmas time parade
Ah.
and Main Street snowing on Main Street.
I remember the videos that Aunt Brenda sent us of this because just so we're clear, Aunt Brenda is the expert when it comes to Christmas at Disney. And unfortunately, she can't be here. Otherwise, I'm sure she would have a bunch more to say. But I do remember that she sent us a video and it showed this parade float with like a gingerbread kitchen or something. And Clarabelle was the one making all of these goodies. And there were like elves or something swinging back and forth on the float. It was so much fun to see. It looked so amazing.
Yes. Yeah, it does. And it's just one of those things where I'm certain that we'll ride some rides, but I'm almost more gonna be there for soaking it all in as much as anything. So we'll see, but I'm excited about it, you know.
Yeah. And I mean, I lost my train of thought. I don't know what I was going to say, but you know what? I don't think either of us are that excited for the rides as much as we are the experiences that we're going to have,
I
which,
think you're right.
don't get me wrong, Disney is great and the rides there are great, but
Hmm.
it's just something new. And you have to sort of
You have to
focus
experience
on
it.
what you're here for.
Yeah.
And as fun as the rides are, they're not the only thing you're going to be here for. Though I
Right.
would like to see if the Frozen ride is changed at all for Christmas because it seems like something that would be changed to celebrate the season.
At Epcot, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be neat to see.
Hmm.
So, next up on your list, number 3.
Number 3. Well, and this one is of extreme importance to me because it's about my Aunt Robin, who, for those of you who don't know, she is my favorite aunt on my dad's side.
Because she's your only aunt on your
Hey,
dad's side.
hey, shh, 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 shh. We don't talk
but
about that part.
but she is still the favorite. Even if there were others, she would still be the favorite.
Of course, she's the one I had my first drink with when I turned 21.
Yeah.
Yep, and she's coming with us again for December. And I'm so excited that she is. And Daddy, do you want to tell them the story about what Mima said about it?
Yeah, I will. But first, let's type this into the notes.
Yeah, so we're typing as we go here in case you guys can't tell. Point is, Aunt Robin is coming with us. I've spent an entire work shift that was like 8 hours or something deciding what exactly we were going to do on a very specific day with her. But we got what we want and we are going to be going to the Garden Grill and then we will talk more about the plans for that specific evening in later in the episode.
Okay. But in the meantime, the other day, um, Cindy and I were driving home from work, and my mom calls. And my mom, as everyone knows, she went with us at Easter in 2021. She went with us in June of 2022 to celebrate Sophie's birthday. And in June of 2022, she made a comment to the fact that this was probably her last trip to Disney. Just
Hmm.
because it was hot and it wore her out. And, she decided that she's probably done all she can. And so I get a phone call while we're driving home, and it was my mom, and she says, "So Robin tells me that she's going with you guys in December to go to Disney." And I said, "Yeah." And we're so excited. And she says, "Well, I'm not because I want to know why I'm not going." And I said, "Well, first of all, you said that you weren't going again, that you'd had you." And she's like, "Well, I meant in the summer." And I'm like, "Well, you didn't say that." So she has already told us to block some time for next year to go to Disney and to take her so that she can experience the Christmas lights and all the arrangements and the parades and everything like that. So this is the first year of us going in December, because we've never been in December before, but it'll probably be next year as well that we'll also be going in December. And this time my mom will be going, and she is already excited about it. So, so anyway,
Yeah.
it was very funny that she called and said, "How come I'm not going?"
It is very funny. Don't worry, Mima, we're working on it. You'll be going with us next year, I
Yeah.
promise.
Yeah. So anyway, that was the story of why Mima is not going and Aunt Robin is. But anyway, number 3 on my list is I think I'm going to switch gears a little bit. This isn't a very long trip, so we arrive on the 1st. The 2nd is when we do the Christmas party. So we're not going to the parks during the day. Um the 3rd, we're going to Epcot. We have a dining reservation at Garden Grill, like Sophie mentioned, for getting preferred seating for Candlelight Processional. And we will be doing the Candlelight Processional on the 3rd on the 8:30 show. So that is number 3 on my list, the Candlelight Processional.
Yeah.
Because I've seen little bits of it that other travel agents have posted, and I've been able to see some of that, and it's so spectacular. But we have not, obviously, we've never been in December. We have never experienced this. So this is truly something that we are excited to be able to do, and it just speaks to us. So I'm very excited for the Candlelight Processional.
Yeah. I am too, and I was going to talk about that later on in my list, but since we're here,
Uh-huh.
I remembered seeing clips and I tried to watch through a version of it on YouTube and I couldn't do it because I was like, I don't want to see this all the way through a video. I want to be there in person to experience it.
Yeah.
And it's just I'm really excited to see it because it reminds me so much of the old Christmas traditions that I used to celebrate back before the world became, well, rather complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's exciting to be able to
Yeah.
experience that. So all right. So Sophie, what is on your list next?
Well, like I said, the Candlelight Processional.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna put it at number one, but now I'm putting it at number two. And like I said, old traditions and it reminding me of that. It's also the music for me. I love Christmas music, especially music about the virgin birth and Jesus Christ. I love that stuff. It
Mm-hmm.
is it just fills you with this warmth,
Yeah.
kind of like a candle would when it's lit and it's in a dark room and it's the only thing and it sort of fills the whole space with light. It is such a special feeling. I love it so much.
Yeah. So number 2 on my list is an attraction we've never done
Yeah.
that I am determined we are going to do.
I know which one you're talking about.
And that is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Cosmic Rewind. That's what it's
Yep.
called.
Yep. Now, what you may or may not know, Sophie, is they have the playlist of the music that goes on during the ride, but with the holidays, they changed the music up and it's playing holiday music during the ride.
You're kidding.
Not kidding.
I don't believe you.
Okay, don't believe me, but be ready to sing along.
I will believe it when I see it.
Or hear it.
Well, hear it, yes.
So anyway, I think that will be neat, and I'm excited to try that and to experience it for the first time. So, all right.
All right, then.
One more.
Goodness, already?
Yeah. It's not going to be a very long episode because we each have 5, but it'll be a good episode nonetheless. So,
You're right. All right, looks like I gotta shoot. I don't remember what my number 1 was. Oh no.
oh no.
Well, like we said, Christmas. Christmas is my favorite time of year. It's a time to be with family. It's a time to celebrate the holidays. It's a time for a lot of different things, but we talked about this in the car, Daddy. What was it? Oh no, I think you accidentally counted 4 when I said 3 or something.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe with the Candlelight Processional going to number 2, that's what messed us up.
That might be.
You want me to put my number 1 while you think about something?
Yes, please.
Okay. So, one of the things that there's actually a couple things that I really am interested in. The first is throughout World Showcase, each country has their own special show that talks about the spirit of Christmas and the holiday season for that country. So I want to go to each of these different countries and see how they commemorate the holidays in their native land, you know? So that's one of the things that I'm really excited about, you know? The other thing that I'm really excited about is things that get adapted for the holidays. You know, we talked about Cosmic Rewind, but there's also things um, like over at Magic Kingdom, Jungle Cruise becomes the Jingle Cruise, and just little tweaks that they make for the holidays that I think really do kind of make a difference. And I don't know if they do this or not, but I would be really interested to see if Snow White's Cottage on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, if they have like a Christmas tree set up or something inside the cottage for you to see. You know,
You're right.
those sorts of things. So I want to look for the evidence of Christmas and the holidays throughout different attractions.
Because we do see that with Halloween as well. And you know what? I think I might sort of steal one from you because I know great minds think alike, Daddy.
Yes, we
And
do.
the decorations, they're not something that we've
The
seen
decorations.
truly.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen them when we were there at Thanksgiving, but we've not seen all of it.
Yeah.
We've seen only the stuff that they were putting out then.
Yeah.
I want to experience all of it. Maybe it won't be as different from normal Disney as we think it will be. Maybe it will be completely different, more different than the Halloween parties at Disney are. We don't know. We just don't know.
You know what? I just had the absolute best idea ever.
And what would that be?
So for the Christmas party, we can arrive at the parks at 4:00.
Okay.
I say we leave earlier at say 3:00, 2:30 or something. Go to take the bus from Riverside to the Magic Kingdom, and then monorail over to the Grand Floridian, so your Aunt
And
Robin
visit
can
the
experience
gingerbread
the gingerbread
house.
house.
That is a perfect idea.
I think so too. I think that is in the works already. I think we've just made that decision. That's what we're going to do.
I'm also thinking that way we could go and see all the different Christmas trees in the 4 resorts on around the Seven Seas Lagoon.
Hmm.
We could do that as well.
Yeah.
Wait, are there 4 resorts?
Well, you're
Contemporary,
thinking
Grand
of
Floridian,
wilderness.
yeah, Wilderness Lodge, and
Well,
Holly. That would take a little bit more work. 3 at least.
yeah. Yeah. So
All
I think
right.
that's worth checking into. Maybe making that happen at least the Grand Floridian.
Uh-huh. And
Okay.
of course, there's nothing, well, there are a lot of things better than gifts from Disney, but we could use this time to do a little bit of Christmas shopping too if we didn't mind spending a little extra money.
Hmm.
Yeah,
We just have to remember that we're also going to be going to the party, so we're going to
yeah,
have a whole bunch of stuff we're going to need to lug around if we do that. So,
I know. Yeah,
but anyway, that I think is a great opener for going to the Christmas party is to go check out the gingerbread house for Aunt Robin first.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think that is the best idea ever. Gingerbread house.
Yeah. Yeah. So that wraps up. I had put vacation photos from Brenda at the end of our 5 things, but I had forgotten that. So I had done it beforehand in the Cheddar segment. So I think we are all done
Yeah.
with
Well,
with
it
this
was
one,
a
you know?
it was a short episode, all things considered, but really we can't know much about Christmas at Disney until we experience it for ourselves and then
Yeah.
start going back.
Yeah. Exactly. So part of what you're going to be having to do, Sophie, is you're
Yeah,
going to have to start taking notes when we're there. Pull out your phone and write up a note of things that we need to show Meemaw.
absolutely.
So
Thankfully for me, I'm good at writing.
yeah. But anyway, that is our feature topic. 5 things we're each excited about for a trip to Disney. So that like Sophie said, was a little bit of a short trip. We got to experience it, but we are also excited to move on to this day in Disney history for October 17th. So, Sophie, what do you got for us?
All right. Well, this bit of history takes place in 1965.
Okay.
The World's Fair in Flushing, New York officially ends. The fair included 4 attractions developed by Walt Disney: General Electric's Carousel of Progress, Ford's Magic Skyway, Pepsi-Cola's It's a Small World, and the state of Illinois' Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln.
Yeah.
What a great event.
Oh, yeah. And the fact that it ran for over a year, or at least a year, um, is really cool. And, Carousel of Progress,
Yeah.
Tomorrowland at Walt Disney World.
Mhm.
Um, Magic Skyway is kind of the precursor, in my
To the
opinion anyway, to
Skyliner.
the Skyliner. It's a Small World,
Both
Disneyland,
parks.
and Walt Disney World, and Great Moments of Mr. Lincoln is right over there in Main Street in Disneyland. So, I mean, such great attractions that still live to this day.
Yeah.
We're talking almost 60 years ago. So,
It's
it's cool.
I love history.
Yeah, I know you do. All right. Well, it is time to stump the Soph.
Yeah, good luck.
She's tired from waking up early for an early shift, so I
Just
think
in
I
case
got her.
just
So I
in
think I
case
got her.
anybody's wondering, I'm running on like 3.5 hours of sleep plus an extra half hour from a nap I took after
Yep.
I got back from work, but I still think I'm going to be able to get him.
You probably
So,
will. Yeah.
let's
I'm
see.
sure you will. So this character dreams of finding love someday.
You are using the word dream against me.
Oh no, it's just the way it's written in the book.
Snow White.
What?
Snow White.
Why do you say Snow White?
Someday my prince will come. Someday we'll meet again. It's literally her princess song.
Yeah, but what's that got to do with dreams?
Dreams of finding love someday, you said.
Dreams of finding love someday. Yeah.
It was not correct?
No, it was correct. Grogu's like, I knew it was correct. My second clue was going to be that this character has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. My third clue I thought was the giveaway, and it was that this character is forced to flee the castle.
Well,
But
I think
anyway,
you gave me an easy one this time, Daddy.
well, it surprised me when I was looking through the book that we've been doing this for 142 episodes, and I had never chosen Snow White. That just flabbergasted me. So
Well,
I'm like,
you've chosen her now.
chosen her now.
I think it was also the someday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Snow White from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
All right. Thank you for the game, even if it was a little short.
Yeah. Now, that's okay. It's all good. And putting on my Brenda hat, I'm going to give us a little bit of Walt.
Yes, please.
Okay. And Walt Disney, I think this is I'm surprised that I don't remember seeing this before, but I think this is a really great quote. And Walt said, "That's what we storytellers do. We restore order with imagination. We instill hope again and again and again." Walt Disney, the man.
Yes. I love stories. That's why I like writing so much.
Yeah. So that, my friends, wraps us up for this week. This is a quick episode, but I think it's a good one nonetheless. Grogu told me to keep it short because he didn't want to be sitting there for over an hour like he was last week. But anyway, it's okay.
I will
Grogu.
have you know that he very much enjoyed the talk with Ira David Wood. He was listening almost as intently as I was.
Yeah, he was. I could tell. But anyway, that wraps us up for this week. Next week, unless there's something that's I don't know about yet, Brenda will be back and she will be talking about her trip to New England in her vacation recap. So
that sounds like a good episode. I can't wait to hear how it went.
I can't either. And Sophie, Brenda and Butch on this trip celebrated their 30th wedding anniversary. So we need to celebrate them next week. Okay?
Yes, we do.
Hopefully Brenda won't hear that when she watches. But anyway. Anyway, so that is our feature topic for next week. Until then, I'm Mike, and she's Sophie, and he's Grogu. And we will
see
you on the road. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.